I'm pleased to introduce to you Danielle Grindle, who will be talking about CAD learning today. Danielle, how are you doing?
Doing great, Alyssa. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for being here. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, thanks so much. And thank everybody for joining today. As Alyssa said, I'm Danielle Grindle. I'm the Channel Sales Manager here at 4D Technologies. And before we get into the actual product, I have a short PowerPoint, not quite as short as Alyssa's, just to give you a little bit of background, and then we'll go directly into the product itself. So just a little bit about us in terms of the library itself. It is 100% Autodesk focused. There's over 50 titles in the library. We are a Rise publisher. We're actually the first in their program. We're very proud of that designation. What that means to you is we have Autodesk stamp of approval on our content. They audit it on a regular basis to ensure that the tutorials that we deliver to you are to the design intent of the application. We do create and own 100% of the content that we produce for CAD Learning. What that means to you is that it allows flexibility for our enterprise customers. It also ensures that the content is consistent throughout. So whether you're using our Revit library or our AutoCAD library, the design follows the same methodology and pedagogy. The team here is primarily full-time. Again, that ensures consistency of the content throughout, also ensures that we can get updated content when Autodesk is releasing new versions and new features. We do align with the Autodesk collections, so whether you're using the AEC collection or the product design collection, you'll find content in the library for those. In terms of the way we address learning, we do things a little bit differently. We don't take a one-size-fits-all approach. So instead of aligning content to, say, beginner, intermediate, and advanced and siloing our users, we give users the ability to come in and take assessments that tie right back to our video tutorials. Our assessments find where your individual gaps are and provide an individualized, targeted learning path for you. We recently released a new UI that provides what we refer to as SMART goals. They're more outcome-driven training, and I'm going to show you how that works when we get into the product. So stay tuned for that. CAD Learning Assist is our in-application support tool. It's part of your ASTI subscription if you have it. You can download it right off of our website at cadlearning.com/downloads, and that in-application tool works with AutoCAD-based applications, Revit, and Inventor. And I'm going to show you how that works during our presentation as well. We try to focus on outcomes here at 4D Technologies, and outcomes being what's good for your organization. So we help you not only identify where your gaps are as both an organization and as a user, but also give you the content to close those gaps. Our enterprise solution provides tools for you to hire more effectively and onboard those new employees. It's personalized learning for the end user, so it's very targeted and specific to what they need. When you're using a new application or trying to upskill on an application you're already using internally, because of the way we've designed the product, it shortens that time to proficiency. And I think you'll see what I mean when I get into the application. And lastly, again, going back to the design of the CAD Learning platform, it's designed so you can get in, get an answer quickly, and get back to the work, keeping you billable for your organization. In terms of depth and breadth, nobody goes deeper or wider than we do. Over 50 titles in our library covering Autodesk applications. Our video tutorials are short and to the point. They're 2 to 5 minutes in length for the most part. We address beginner through to advanced topics, and we give you the ability to come in and use CAD Learning how it fits your specific needs, whether that's learning a whole new application from A to Z, or just coming in to refresh on a topic, or get help on how to do just a particular task. I can't stress enough from the user side how valuable it is to have a resource like CAD Learning at your fingertips. It's there 24/7. It's all web-based and cloud-based, so as long as you have internet access, you can get to CAD Learning. It's convenient, so sometimes when we need help, it's when nobody's available. And of course, allows you to stay up to date with new features and user interface changes. From a management perspective, in our enterprise solution, you have the ability to track progress and see where your users are at, get a starting point, and how they progress. There's customization tools that allow you to not only customize our content, but also add your own learning content. If you're somebody that's providing support to your Autodesk users, CAD Learning will definitely reduce that for you by giving you that point of need resource so you can focus on the more important problems. And lastly, of course, understanding where the skills and knowledge gaps are for your users and giving them those targeted learning paths. Ultimately, our goal is to make you productive, the goal of any software application, of course. It is proven that increased retention rate results from video e-learning increases retention rates, which should translate into faster project and production work for you. I'm not going to focus on every point on this slide, but one thing that I think organizations often forget is how much time it takes when somebody needs help. It's a very common occurrence, and it's a hidden cost nobody really thinks about. CAD Learning Assist can provide that performance support and resolve that issue of your users getting tied up answering support questions or helping each other. Not that that's not a good thing, but it's always good to use a resource and stay billable. But any part of CAD Learning can resolve that for you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And please feel free as we go along to ask questions. Okay, so I am logged into CAD Learning like any other user would. I'm going to start off with the user perspective, and then we can jump into some of the enterprise and other features that are available to you to upgrade from ASTI. So you will log in at asti.cadlearning.com with your individual subscriptions. This is our production site. When you log in, you'll have the option of selecting the library or choosing a goal. As I mentioned, goals are something new for us. So those of you that maybe have been using CAD Learning already may have noticed the change. Out of the box, we're providing stock goals for Autodesk certification. Goals are designed to be very easy for you. I'm just going to go ahead and bring up one that I know I have some content on. So I'll go ahead and select Revit Mechanical. And these particular goals are aligned for people that are looking to get their Autodesk certification. In our enterprise solution, if you want to align goals to content, we can certainly work with you to do that as well. When you select a goal, you're given a pop quiz. Goals-based learning wants to ensure that you're achieving a competency. So just watching a video doesn't mean that you've achieved that competency. We've linked assessment questions to every lesson. So if you come in and you answer an assessment question or your pop quiz correctly, it will actually eliminate that from your list of things you need to achieve to get the goal. If you don't, it's going to give you the video lesson that you should go ask. In the center of your screen, based on the goal that I'm looking for, which is the Revit Mechanical certification, it's going to tell me what the next best 5 videos are for me to focus on. And then if I scroll down a little bit, I can see my entire goal. So I'm just going to fold this up so you can see it a little bit better. So this is my goal. And within my goal, I have individual medallions that I can achieve. Those would be major learning badges. And as I complete my badges, they will fill in for me. You can see I have some checked off. I can assess my progress at the goal level or at the badge level. So I'm just going to, which is just a small digestible piece of your goal, or you create a playlist and you take an assessment, or you come in and take a full course assessment. Based on your incorrect answers, it's actually going to develop a learning path. I only have one question here, and it immediately says, okay, you answered it wrong. These are the videos you need to go watch. I can drop these right in to a playlist. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a name, create it. And now I have a playlist called Badge. It's dropped those videos in. As a user, I can come in, I can go through my learning path, watch the videos, maybe open up the exercise files, work along with the instructor, and then it builds me a whole new assessment that I can take. So it's a very iterative process for the user. In terms of goals, you also have a progress bar over here, and this progress bar will show you every badge that you've achieved within your learning path, and then based on your completion, we'll roll them up. So pretty simple. Your other option as a user is to use the library in its traditional manner. So I can go to the library, select the title in the library that I want to use, and you have access to all of the titles in our library. For demonstration purposes today, I'm going to use AutoCAD, but as you can see, there's Revit, there's Inventor, there's 3D Studio Max, Navisworks, so forth. So a lot of titles available in the library. I'm going to go ahead and select my release, select the version you're working on. I'm going to go with 2020, and as a user, I can immediately see how many lessons I've watched versus the total number in a course. It's pretty extensive. The amount of time that I've spent, the total amount of time in the course, so over 48 hours of content here. The way the courses are broken out is into major topics. And then within every topic are my individual videos. If you want to watch a video, no matter where you are, you simply click on the video link. The video launches. I am going to go ahead and shut off the instructor, David Cohn, so I don't have to talk over him. But as you can see, there's a scrolling narration that goes along with the video. There are also call-outs and highlights throughout. I can adjust the playback speed. So if I'm new and I'm video down, but if I'm a power user, I might want to speed it up. In a full screen mode, I can also turn on closed captioning. So for those of us that learn best by reading along and watching, a nice feature to have. If you're in an open office environment and speakers and headsets might be frowned upon, also a nice resource. And of course, for the hard of hearing as well. I'm going to touch on a few more things about the library. I'm going to go ahead and jump back in my course. Every course that we produce has at a minimum an overall knowledge assessment. This covers the full breadth of the application. The questions are recall based, so on functions, features, how to do things in the software. And then the majority also have a skills-based assessment. Those assessments are hands-on, so you actually have to open up a file within the application in order to answer the question. You have to do some type of function or task in order to answer the question. When you take an assessment, you do have a transcript that you can go to as well. I do a lot of assessments. If I click on my transcript, I can actually see my results. And again, I can create that personalized learning path for myself based on just what my gaps were. There's some other tools in the library that are very useful as well. I can filter down to anything. So let's say, for example, I have questions on hatch patterns. I can go ahead and filter down specifically to that. And then if I want to, I can actually drop those video lessons into a playlist. So you can very quickly get to the content that you need. So I just grabbed those videos and again, dropped them in a playlist. Each and every time you build a playlist, it gives you the ability to assess yourself on whatever lessons are contained in that playlist. You can also share playlists with other CAD Learning users. So if you're the person providing support, you may want to use playlists to share maybe short workflows, or if someone asks you a question, you might show them how to use it, but then also provide the video lesson as well on how to do that. If I'm trying to go through and maybe learn a new application, I may want to use this playlist functionality to build shorter assessments based on a particular topic. And again, you can just drop them right in. So you can have as many playlists as you like. Some users build playlists based on things I just can never remember how to do, so I drop them into a playlist. I'm going to go ahead and jump out of the library and bring up CAD Learning Assist. So I am in AutoCAD 2019. As I mentioned, CAD Learning Assist is our performance support tool, so it installs in the Autodesk application. Here's CAD Learning Assist in its own menu. And the way it works is really quite nice. It works just like any Autodesk palette, so you can move this around on your screen. And as I'm moving through the application, you'll notice my video lessons are updating based on what I'm doing. I am not a CAD user, so I'm going to keep it real simple. Lessons are updating as I'm moving through. I have the ability to search. So before we got on the line, I typed in my same search term, hatch pattern, and it brought me up some lessons. It also brings the entire library for this version. So it recognizes I'm running AutoCAD 2019. It brings me in the AutoCAD 2019 library. So I have access to that. And if I had any playlists available, I'm logged in as a different user here, those would also show up within the CAD Learning Assist. So really simple, but also really powerful. And that's where you get that quick performance support help that you need. So that is what comes with CAD Learning for individual subscribers. So you get access to everything that I've just showed you, the full CAD Learning library, playlist, CAD Learning Assist, and so forth. Through ASTI, you do have some upgrade paths that you can go through. So for those that maybe are more in the management position, I'm going to go through some of our enterprise capabilities. ASTI can offer you 2 levels of usage above your individual subscriptions. The first level is a partner managed portal. So you'd get your own branded CAD Learning portal. So instead of seeing CAD Learning's logo, you'd see your own. You also get access to our reporting tools, which are available here. So you can look at users, you can look at activity results, and so forth. And you also get the ability to manage your users. So if you need to add new users into your portal over the course of time, you can use the user management console and add users in. Our enterprise solution gives you all of those capabilities, including the individual and portal managed, but also gives you the ability to customize content and customize assessments. So I'm going to go ahead and go through those resources. And please, if you have any questions as I go through, please feel free to type them in the chat window, and we'll take them afterwards. So I've moved over to a new site. This is my demonstration site. So as you noticed, I have a new menu called Organization. I also have a new palette over here called Custom Courses. And I'm going to start with Custom Courses. I've built a custom course called Revit Productivity. And when our customers customize content, they're generally either modifying needs. Our Revit course is a 1-box course, so it covers architectural, structural, MEP. You may be a mechanical firm and you just need general Revit help and the mechanical tools that are available. So you might want to scale that back. Or they want to create a course based on a specific role or onboarding for a new employee where they know these are the things you need to know to get started. Lastly, they may want to create a course that includes things that are not only our content, but they want to also feather in their own custom content in CAD Learning as well and make it available to their users. So maybe it's specific workflows to your organization, or maybe it's a whole different software tool, has nothing to do with Autodesk applications. Maybe you're using Bluebeam or SketchUp or something like that. So I have my course here, Revit Productivity, that I created. And if I want to get CAD learning content into this particular course, it's very simple. I just go to the library. I've set some preferences here on this site. I select the product that I want to use, the topic that I might want to add to my course, and then just like a playlist, I drop it right in. So super simple and easy to get that content in. Once I've added that content, I have a main screen where I can do additional things with my structures. So to create this course, I simply gave it a name and saved it. And then this is my CAD learning content that I've added. I can delete videos. I can move things around in the order dropping. And then I can also add in my own content. So I created a topic called Revit Essentials. And to do that, I simply clicked Add Topic, gave it a name, and saved it. And then within my topic, I can have lessons. They can be uploaded into the portal. I can have links. So I have a link here to a productivity guide we've produced. And I can also have documents. So this is just a document that I uploaded. If I decide I want to upload videos, so this is one I just uploaded. I can actually, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off so you don't have to listen to it. It's just a promotional video. I can upload the SRT file, so the script, and have the scrolling narration, or I can type it in. I can also associate with the Autodesk commands. So if you have a custom video related to a specific command in your workflow, you can add that command in here and it'll feed through to CAD Learning Assist in the application. I can add lesson questions, and I can either use CAD Learning questions or I can create my own. And I can add resources. A resource might be an exercise file or some type of document that goes along with the lesson. So we make it pretty easy to add that custom content. Once you've completed your course, you simply publish it and you can make it active in the library. The other capability we give you in terms of customization is assessments. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you the different types of assessments you can create in CAD Learning. As an enterprise, you can add knowledge-based and skills-based assessments. Pre-hire assessments is something a lot of our customers love. They don't require a license in the system. You can use our questions or yours. And essentially what it allows you to do is create an assessment based on a set of skills or knowledge-based questions that you want to make sure a candidate has those particular skills. Send it out to them via a link. They take the assessment, you get the results on the back end. The beauty of that is you know if your candidate's walking the talk, and you also know what their onboarding path's going to look like. A gap assessment looks at different versions of the software and builds an assessment based on those differences. So maybe Inventor 2019 versus 2020. In terms of methods, if that's not enough, we give you different methods. So static being fixed, once you publish it, you can't come back in and change it. That's a great way to have that apples to apples comparison. If you have users come in, take an assessment so you can understand where they're at, have them go through their learning path, come back and take that same assessment to see the improvements. A standard assessment allows you to come in and change your questions as needed. And then dynamic allows you to come in and say, I want to cover this application. I want to select these 6 topics. I want there to be 20 questions. And every time a user comes in to take an assessment, it's actually going to change up the questions, pull different questions from the database, change the order, and so forth. Anyone that's worried about, oh, they're going to remember the assessment questions and the answers, that's a great way to work around that. And also enhances learning, I think. So this is my assessment that I created, and I gave it a name, Revit Productivity. If I want to use CAD Learning questions, I simply associate it with the particular course I want to use. So in this case, I chose Dynamo and Insight. Questions in. I simply click on questions, select the assessment, and then it brings up all of the assessment questions for me. So I can simply drag and drop the questions that I want to use in my assessment to build it. Terrific with a mouse here. Or I can also come in and add my own questions. And questions can be multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, and so forth. You can have as many answers as you like. So again, we try to make it as easy as possible for you. And this does not have to be CAD Learning content. You can build, or Autodesk content. You can build assessments on anything that you like in the portal. So Alyssa, that covers everything that I wanted to touch on today. If we could open it up for questions, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Everyone, if you have any questions, go ahead and put that in the Q&A panel. I do have one. The question is this go at own pace, or do you have to follow a regimen?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's a really flexible system. Whether you come in and select a goal or you go into the library, you're not forced into a specific path. So you can jump around and use whatever you need. It's designed to be not just learn a new application, but as a support tool as well.
Wonderful. And that looks like all the questions we have this time. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Danielle, thank you so much for joining us today. We always appreciate having you on. And you're such a great asset. Wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining today.